guys, welcome to my channel. I'm like, because I added some additional lighting and it's so bright that it's just burning my retinas. I'm gonna have to talk to you guys like this. Today's video is going to be a what's new at the drugstore. The drugstore is popping with new products, and I got like all of them, I think. When I was in Alabama, me and my sister went to Walgreens. My sister, mom, and niece went to Walgreens, and I had to go to the bathroom really bad, and my sister wouldn't hurry up, and all I remember is we were arguing the whole time because she wouldn't quit looking at stuff while I was about to pee my pants, and so that happened. I don't know why I'm telling that story. Scratch all that. While we were there, I literally bought everything I could find that was new, and Maybelline also sent over a couple of new things, so I'm gonna be kind of like swatching, giving my opinion on the things. Me and my sister already went through a bunch of it and did swatches. If you follow me on Snapchat, you saw that. And really quick, I want to address the background. What's going on there is I started wanting to play around with my backgrounds, and then I went out of town for a while, and my cat decided he wanted to destroy and break and tear down everything on my old background because there's these little lights and they're on strings, and to a cat, this is very enticing, and all he wants to do is just paw them. And so they were wrapped around picture frames and plants, and whenever I know what he did. He pulled on them and everything just fell. So now I am inspired to redo my background. So this is actually a rug. Okay, I'm getting desperate here. That's gonna be my background for just like a week or two until I can buy new things for my actual new background. So thank you, Lou. Thank you. Can always count on you to destroy my background. Let's jump right in and let's get started. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy. Let's just talk about eyeshadow palettes. I don't want to really go brand by brand. First one I picked up at Walgreens. This one is the CoverGirl True Naked Gold. I know there is a maroony one, but I just picked up the gold ones. So on the palette, it says shades like a leading $50 eyeshadow palette. And my first thing was like, okay, shades like one I get. You said shades, but I mean, come on, you're still putting sponge applicators. Come on, CoverGirl. We're better than that. Also, you do get a good bit of shades. How many do you get? You get 8 different shades. I've already swatched and played with this on Snap, and I let you guys know, I think the shimmery shades are quality of a $50 eyeshadow palette. I think they're really nice quality. However, you don't get enough matte shades in the palette for me to make a complete look, and that's a personal preference. I always like to blend matte shades first and then create some shimmer shades. I would never do a complete makeup look with shimmers only. I just would never do it. I would always reach for another palette or another eyeshadow. I couldn't just take this with me somewhere and create a complete look. And so this one does have 3 matte shades out of the 8 colors, but the matte shades are a little bit, they're just not good. Okay, I said it. They're not good. I don't like the matte shades. They're chalky. And if you actually, like I tested these out in swatches with a brush or with a sponge applicator. No. And even with a brush, it would be a softer swatch. So it would even come off worse. So the matte shades, no. The shimmer shades, a definite yes. Let's move on and talk about the Revlon. I think I got this one actually at Ulta. The Revlon Just Not Nudes palette. Really great arrangement of colors. Let me first start off by saying that. And I believe my overall, I remember my overall thoughts on this palette. Every color in it was very nice, very pigmented, creamy, except for the light, the 2, or actually the 3 lighter matte shades. They came off chalky, but these darker matte shades, well, actually just this dark brown matte shade was really nice. It was very creamy. You could definitely do some work with that. Actually, I think it was just like these light 2 ones right here. Very dry and chalky, and it would just be like, pff, if you put it on your eye. Nope. But other than that, I like the arrangement of colors in this palette. I think you could create a lot of looks. I think that if you needed a lighter matte shade, you would have to reach for another palette just because this just wasn't cutting it for me. But overall, definitely worth the money. I would get this palette. I have another palette, and it's by Maybelline The Nudes. Now, let me just start off by saying that the original Nudes palette by Maybelline, I liked it a lot because it was like the first time the drugstore actually came out with like a full eyeshadow palette with a good arrangement of nudes, matte, and shimmer. So they just kept going with it, but at the end of the day, reality is they're not pigmented at all. They're cheap quality eyeshadows. And I hate saying that because I really like Maybelline. I love a lot of their products. I think they're one of the best drugstore makeup brands out there. They create boo-koodles of absolutely amazing makeups. Their eyeshadows are probably their weakest point in makeup. I wouldn't waste my money on another Maybelline nude palette. But by the way, this one is the Rock Nudes. Lastly, Milani is stepping their game up, and they came out with the O2 Bare Necessities. This is the bare necessities, the something, something. You guys remember that song? Don't worry about your worries in your song. I'm not singing the lyrics right, but it's off of the Jungle Book. Bare Necessities. Okay, I see what you did, Milani. They're like, we didn't do that, Laura. That's just you. Let me let you know, I love this palette. All the colors in it turn out really pretty. You get 2 matte shades and the rest are shimmer. So reality is I probably would reach for a few more matte eyeshadow shades when creating a look and using this palette, but it's a really nice palette. The colors are nice and creamy, especially the shimmery ones. It is a little bit like dusty, like you can see, like, I don't know. It's a little dusty, but it's well worth the money. And it actually comes with this nice double-ended brush. Hello. I was very, very proud of them for doing, and also Milani makes a great eye primer. So I would get the eye primer with it if you don't have a good one on hand. But this palette's awesome. I don't know. I'm sure they have different like shades in them. I think I might have seen that. I may be making that up. Who knows? But this is the one that I picked out because I figured this is the one that would be most used, and I wanted to give you guys the rundown on it, and I like it a lot. And also on the back, I just wanted to say that if you're confused ever where to put your product placement as far as on your eyeshadows, they have like a little graph, like base, contour, lid, crease, liner, you know what I mean? Next, let's move on and talk about palettes for the face. The first one I want to talk to you guys about is by Maybelline. This is the Master Contour. I'm really excited about this palette because it's about time that we start getting into contour palettes at the drugstore and, you know, get some affordable things on the shelf because, as we know, contouring, highlighting, and the whole shebang in palettes is really big in high-end department stores, but at the drugstore they just seem to be slacking. Lo and behold, we have Maybelline who stepped it up and came out with this palette. First, I want to go ahead and say on the back of the palette it does have a step-by-step if you are confused, or it just straight up tells you engraved in the product. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine when drugstores do that, like they engrave contour #1, and I know it's a marketing thing and it's to help people, but I don't know, it just makes it look cheap. I'm like, come on, we know. That's what YouTube videos are for. Let me say one more thing about it. It comes with this nice brush. You can see it. The brush, I honestly, it's quite stiff, so I wouldn't use it for a blush or a bronzer, but it would be like a perfect highlight brush. Like, really nice highlight brush. I adore all the colors in this palette. And what's so funny, my sister and me were playing with them, and she was like, I can already tell I would hate that palette because it would just be like one by Urban Decay that I hate that has the 3. You guys know what I'm talking about. I never tried that one out. She did, and she hated it. And then she calls me, and she's like, I bought the palette, and I love it. I'm like, Ashley! This is my favorite thing at the drugstore that's new that I have found so far. This is the Wetnwild Illuminating palette. This one is in Catwalk Pink, and it says this is a new formula. And I do believe that because I swatched these with a Wet n Wild brush on the back of my hand. Like, I literally dusted them on the back of my hand with a brush, and the color pigmentation was just phenomenal. I paid $4.99 for this palette. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful palette, and you get 4 different highlight shades. Everybody needs this palette in your collection if you are a highlight junkie, as I am. So, like, look how huge it is. It's like the size of my hand. Next palette that I'm super impressed with. I mean, like, I'm very impressed with the facial palettes at the drugstore. But the next one is this Wet n Wild, the contour palette. They have a couple of different shades in it. I picked this one because the brown seemed like it would be a good brown color for my skin tone. And on the back, it does tell you how to use it and where to place each color. It's amazing. The colors are just like, literally, you could just press your fingers and look at that. I didn't swipe, I just pressed my fingers on it. Isn't that crazy? It's so creamy. I definitely recommend going in with a light hand when using it. This one, the color I got it in is, why does it have to be weird? Why can't it be like shade 1 or shade 2? Mine is shade 74 9A. The brown is just a really nice cool tone brown. And then this one, it has a little bit of a yellow undertone. It's just perfect. And they just feel like butter. They're just so soft and creamy. And I found these two at Walgreens because I know sometimes you guys are like, where do I get Wetnwild and stuff like that. Next, we're going to talk about a new foundation from the drugstore. This is the Dream Velvet from Maybelline. And I think I am in shade 75 Natural Beige. Sometimes I make that up. This foundation is honestly something I haven't been able to try out too much, so I don't want to give like my firm opinion on it. My opinion might change a little bit, but it's supposed to be a matte finish, but hydrating. So that's something you don't see a lot. Normally, whenever it's a matte finish foundation, you get a drier finish, and whenever it's like a dewy finish, you get more moisture into your skin. But this makes claims of being a soft matte finish and hydrating. I think it definitely gives you a nice soft matte finish. It feels really nice on the skin. They have a good arrangement of colors. It's very lightweight. It feels super like a whipped foundation. I think it's an original foundation they come out with, which Maybelline is so good about doing. So far I like it. Let me just say that. I'm going to keep wearing it. I'll incorporate it in upcoming tutorials so you guys can actually like see me apply it and see it on the skin. Let me just say it does come with this blender to apply it with. And in my opinion, I hate blenders like on a stick. The blender's just too hard for me. It feels like a brick. That's not gonna blend out my foundation. I just wouldn't. I would use my hand or my kabuki with this. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna tamper around with it a little more and we'll keep you posted on this one. One that I have tried out and I do like, this is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion. Now shade W3 is too light for me, but L'Oreal, oh my god. L'Oreal was very kind and they actually sent me 3 of them. And I think I'm gonna be 3.5, so that just worked out perfectly. Thank you. I haven't opened these, but I bought this one, and of course I opened it and played with it. So what it is it's like a little compact. You may have seen these before. It comes with this little pad, and that's to apply your foundation. I didn't use the pad. I used my fingers. I'm going to try it out with the pad. As you can see, my pad is clean. And then it opens up, and you get your product. So I want to say that you may feel like you're not getting a lot of foundation, but you really are. This sponge in here is super, super, super saturated. I felt like it is Lumi, but I did feel like my skin was really wet looking whenever I used it. Me personally, I think the coverage was nice, medium coverage and buildable. I actually think it's gonna look really pretty if I continue wearing it on my skin during the winter, but I could just see this being like a sloshy, oily mess if I wore it in the summertime because my forehead, for whatever reason, becomes like a old slick, greasy pit of fried chicken right up in chair. 2 primers that came out from the drugstore are the Milani Prime Shield and the Prime Perfection. The Prime Perfection is the hydrating one, so if you have dry skin and you want that nice moisturized plush base before you put your foundation on, go with this one. Now the black one, which is the Prime Shield, is the mattifying one, and this is going to be your silicone based primer that fills in your pores if you have big pores or some acne scarring or just unwanted areas, texture problems with your skin. This is going to be your guy. I like both of them. I think they both work really well. My personal favorite is the hydrating one. Like I said, I have dry skin. It's pretty nice and hydrating, but the thing I like most about it is it's oil-free. That's right, hydrating but oil-free. And so I feel like it's a water-based primer and it's hydrating, but you don't have to worry about it clogging your pores. So this is definitely a nice new primer from the drugstore. Another product that's new from the drugstore is the Master Precise Skinny Eyeliner. This one is by Maybelline. The shade that I like is 210 Defining Black. I think this is a total dupe for, I want to say Hourglass came out with a really skinny eyeliner. This is a super, super black one, which I like my eyeliners to be like black, black, black. And I definitely like liners for like this for top lining to get right up in there without creating a mess or to fill in the waterline. There's lots of uses for little liners like this. But I think it's great. Wouldn't buy this to line your eyelid or do wing liner every day because I feel like you would use it up so fast. But if you need a little liner just to do the bottom lash line, your waterline or top line, or even if you do like a really thin liner on top, this is going to be your guy. It's a really nice black liner from the drugstore and it's new, and I'm telling you, I think it's a dupe for that Hourglass one. Next, I want to share with you guys the new lippies from Maybelline. These are the Vivid Matte Liquids. So immediately I thought that these were liquid lipsticks for like 3 seconds, and right until I opened the package and gave it a swatch, and then I immediately realized by the texture of them that this was not going to dry, and that this is just like, or they remind me, they're just like the soft matte lip creams by NYX. Those have been around for a really long time. And a weird thing about it is the finish of these are not that matte. They are kind of matte, but I just still see a little bit of shimmer, or like a little bit of shine to them, which I thought was a little bit bizarre for it to be like a mattifying lippy. So it's not going to dry either. Like the soft matte lip creams, they don't really dry. It's almost like a matte lip gloss that you're putting on your lips. They're very, very pigmented, so you're pretty much gonna get this color on your lips, which I love that about these. They're so pigmented. Look at that. But see, you can see, I don't know if you can, but I can see that shine in them, and whenever I got them on my lips, you could definitely see like that shimmery shine, and I was like, wait a minute, these are supposed to be matte. Another new product from the drugstore are these brow pencils, and let you know, I am afraid of these, and makeup does not scare me. Let me tell you why I'm afraid of these, because the freaking tip of this is huge, and I just see it creating a nightmare on my eyebrows. It scares me. Like I feel like I'm taking one of those fat Crayola crayons and drawing on my eyebrows, and that is terrifying. Like the color comes off pretty light, as you can see. I'm rubbing it, and it's not going to come off like that doo-doo brown color. Like it gives you a nice light faded look. It's like it's got wax in it, which is good for the brows, but this is just too big to get that nice precise brow. Oh my god, I'm scared. I don't know. I haven't really used them yet because I don't really want to have a bad brow day yet, and that's what I think is immediately gonna happen. So I'm terrified of these. I feel like this might be good if you're one of those beautiful people out there who have nice thick gushy hairy eyebrows and that you just want to fill in a little bit. I think this is the only way that this would work out as a good product. Next from the drugstore is this Revlon All-in-One Ultimate Mascara. This is their new mascara. It's supposed to be like literally all in one. It's supposed to give your lashes length, definition, volume. It's supposed to be super black. The wand on it is a plastic, hard, weird wand. Look at it. So strange, but I definitely could build up some lashes with this wand. Like, I know this wand looks crazy, but right whenever the first time I saw it, I was like, I could make things happen with this wand. And it's small, and even like the spikes on it are like so freaking teeny tiny. I mean, it's interesting looking. I think this mascara has little fibers in it, or else my cat's got in it. My cat's probably got in it. Oh, we're almost done. I have to talk to you about this Maybelline, the Color Tattoos, okay? So Maybelline Color Tattoos is their cream, those cream little pots, and they've always been awesome, and right when they came out, they got really popular, so it looks like they have put them into crayons. And I think that they are just as awesome as the Color Tattoos. I mean, talk about pigment. So this, I think, is Maybelline's, like, it's on my tooth. Pretend you didn't see that. This is Maybelline's strong point with makeup, the cream color. And I love cream color, especially if you already have an eyeshadow and you need, like if I'm going to do a gold lid, I think that you could either do this alone, or you could make this as the base of your gold lid and then put gold eyeshadow on top and get a really intense gold lid. They last so long. They make, like I said, as a great eye primer. I love these Color Tattoos. Help me. So that is it for this video. We went over boo-koodles of products, and I'm happy to let you guys know my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe before you leave, and I hope to see each and every one of you in my next video. I love you guys, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day.